Hey there, trail trekkers and tall tale seekers. You're tuned in to the 406 Life, the podcast where Montana Max, your Bigfoot buddy and outlaw gear mascot, yeah, that's me, leads you through the wild, weird, and wonderful corners of Montana. Each week we share stories, legends, and laughs from the last best place. So grab your boots and sense of adventure, because we're about to make some Montana-sized memories. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. Well now, howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of the 406 Life podcast with your host, Montana Max, the one and only Bigfoot with a taste for trout, tails, and trouble under the big sky. Whether you're hunkered down in a cabin, bumping down a washboard road, or just daydreaming about Montana, settle in. I got stories hotter than a July bonfire and facts colder than a Wise River morning. Today, we're heading into one of the wildest, weirdest, most jaw-dropping corners of southwestern Montana, the Wise River Basin, tucked right in the heart of the Pioneer Mountains. I'll spin you some truth, serve up a couple Bigfoot yarns, and who knows, maybe help you win at Montana Trivia Night. Let's get after it. All right, picture this. Dawn creeping in over the Pioneer Peaks, fog settling like an old wool blanket, and somewhere down in that valley, the Wise River churns along, fast, icy, and just full of stories. This ain't just any river valley, folks. This here's a crossroads of geology, busted dreams, cold water conservation, and a history as tangled as a porcupine in a barbed wire fence. So grab your coffee or whatever gets you moving, and let's stomp through it, Bigfoot style. Now, you want to know why the Wise River Valley looks so rugged and wild? Well, it all starts way down deep with the Pioneer batholith. That's a fancy word for a gigantic, ancient granite hunk, sitting pretty since dinosaurs called Montana home. Old faults like the Comet and Mono twisted the ground so good, they made pockets perfect for gold, silver, and every miner with a pickaxe and a wild hair. Here's a local tip. Those through valleys crisscrossing the divide used to be mega floods ran right over 'em, carving out what Bigfoots like me call express lanes. Handy if you're trying to stay hidden or if you just hate switchbacks. And hey, true story, well, maybe, I once found a hot spring way back in the timber, only witnesses were a startled moose and about 2,000 mosquitoes. Turns out, geology's not just for the textbooks. Let's talk water, 'cause the Wise River's got a personality bigger than a grizzly with a toothache. 30 miles long, dropping from high in the West Pioneers near Crystal Park, all the way to the Big Hole. That water is cold, clear, and quick as a rumor. She averages 183 cubic feet a second, enough to sweep a fishing pole, a picnic, or an unprepared Sasquatch right down to Dewey. They say the Wise River's so fast you can chill a six-pack in under a minute. Never tried it myself, mainly 'cause I keep drinking them before they get cold. And don't get me started on the willows. I've seen more than one city angler get so tangled up trying to cast, he looked like he was wrestling an octopus in a Christmas sweater. True story, swear on my big toe. Ready for your next Montana home? Visit mostwantedrealestate.net, because that's how the West is sold. Long before any prospector set foot in these mountains, this was a crossroads for the Nez Perce, Shoshone, Bannock, Salish, and Blackfeet. They hunted, traded, and kept their eyes peeled for trouble, human or otherwise. Ask around and you might hear old tales of the tall ones watching from the timber. My cousin Harry Jerry swears he saw a Salish trade party swapping huckleberries with a friendly Bigfoot for a carved stick and a secret recipe for berry pudding. Even Lewis and Clark wandered through in 1805, handing out river names like Halloween candy. Tried to call the Wise the Wisdom River, but it didn't stick. Probably 'cause nobody can spell philanthropy after 3 fingers of rye. After that came the fur trappers, and, well, things got a bit wilder. If you think Montana's lawless now, You should have seen it when the nearest sheriff was 3 valleys away and the only law was the biggest stick, or the biggest footprint. Let's talk about Coolidge, the ghost town at the end of every Wise River story. William Allen built it big, a railway, a mill, all the modern fixins. But silver prices tanked, or veins fizzled, and in 1927, the Pattengale Dam burst like a kicked beehive, washed out 12 miles of track and just about everybody's hopes. Now some say the night that dam broke, wild howls echoed from the timber. Could have been wolves, sure. But there's a tattered old miner's journal in the Butte Museum that claims he saw a huge, shaggy creature carrying a sack of apples through the mud. Apples are my weakness, can't say I blame him. Coolidge is still there today, buildings sagging into the earth, all that ambition fading back to forest. I like to wander through now and then. Reminds me that even the best-laid human plans usually don't last as long as a Bigfoot's nap. Modern Wise River. Blink and you'll miss it, but don't let the population fool you. 24 to 40-some residents, mostly older, all tough as fence posts. Median age around 60. Houses are mostly owner-occupied and pricier than you'd guess. Folks want a piece of that view, even if it comes with snow 9 months a year. You got the Wise River Club, been pouring whiskey and frying burgers for over 100 years. New owners, same old bar stools. There's a story that every now and then they host Bigfoot Happy Hour. Only rule: no shoes, no shirt, extra service if your footprints are bigger than the welcome mat. The Women's Club turned community center keeps the valley together. Potlucks, town meetings, holiday dinners, you name it. And the Wise River Ranger Station? They've seen everything. Fires, floods, and mysterious tracks no one can quite explain. Except me, but I ain't talking. Need shipping, shredding, prints, or a real street address? Helena's locally owned and operated the UPS store has you covered. Located at 2047 North Last Chance Gulch. Stop by and get it done right. The Wise River is one of the last strongholds for Montana's fluvial Arctic grayling, a fish so rare, even most Bigfoots haven't caught one. Thanks to the Eagle Rock Ranch deal in 2023, 200 acres of prime headwaters are protected. Water's managed so the cows get a drink in spring and the fish get a cool, deep run in August. That's what I call a good neighbor policy. Wander the basin and you'll spot grizzlies, wolves, elk, moose, bighorn sheep, goats, plus 200-plus birds, from trumpeter swans to golden eagles. Don't forget the beavers and otters. They got a work ethic that puts most miners to shame. And the plants? 700 species, including whitebark pine and wildflowers, so pretty even the toughest logger gets sentimental. Conservation's a community deal around here, and that's the damn truth. The Big Hole River's world famous for trout, browns, rainbows, cutthroat, brookies, and the native grayling. But if you want peace, hike up the Wise. Willow tunnels, deep runs, and bugs hatching like popcorn in June. Salmon flies big enough to carry off a chihuahua. Crystal Park? For $5 you can dig your own amethyst and quartz up at 7,800 feet. Rules are strict. No tunneling, no dynamite, no burying your lunch where a Bigfoot might trip over it. September's the sweet spot, weather's cool, and the mosquitoes have moved south for the winter. Camping? Pick your poison. Pettingill's got a few quiet spots. 4th of July is perfect for stargazing. Willow's got ADA access for all. And Mono Creek is where I nap when I'm hiding from the rangers. And if you wake up to a half-eaten sandwich and big muddy prints, well, leave a snack next time. I'm partial to ham, but I won't turn down a PB&J. They say the Wise River Valley's got 6 weeks of summer and 1 month of mosquitoes. I say that's optimistic. Snow's possible any month, and the comfortable days are about 124 per year. Bring layers, pack snacks, and if you see a big, hairy fella in a down jacket and flip-flops, give him a wave. he probably knows where the best huckleberries are. Here's what I love about the Wise River Basin. It's wild, it's weird, and it's stubborn. Ghost towns crumble, graylings swim, and Bigfoot stories get bigger every year. The locals are tough, the history's deep, and the wilderness doesn't give a damn if you believe in monsters or not. You want to see real Montana? Get off the highway. Walk a willow-choked bank, dig for crystals, sip a drink at the Wise River Club, or just stare into the pines and imagine what's watching you back. You might spot a legend or become one. Now for some FAQs about Wise River. Can I see a Bigfoot in Wise River? Well, you might. Stranger things have happened. I'm always around. Sometimes blurry, always hungry. Is Coolidge open to visitors? Yep. Just be gentle with the buildings and keep your eyes peeled for apple cores. Best time to fish? June for salmon flies, July for caddis and PMDs, but honestly, you can't go wrong. Good for kids? Absolutely. Just remind them to listen for Bigfoot stories and maybe leave a cookie out. Well, that's all I got for you this week. If you enjoyed this wild ride through the Wise River Basin, do me a solid. Give this podcast a 5-star rating and share it with your friends. Even a Bigfoot needs a little attention now and then. Otherwise, I'll have to start making TikToks, and trust me, you don't want to see a Sasquatch trying to dance. And hey, if you want the full article or you're hungry for more Montana stories, hop on over to the 406life.com, poke around, read the deep dive on Wise River, and check out all the other wild yarns and local adventures we've got waiting for you. Thanks for listening. This is Montana Max, your friendly neighborhood Bigfoot. Over and out. Got a Montana story, business, or unsolved mystery you want on the show? Head to the 406life.com and drop me a line. No smoke signals required. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a stomp, stumble, or tall tale. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, heck, tell that guy who swears he saw me near Whitefish. I was just buying donuts, all right? Until next time, keep it outrageous, keep it kind, and keep living the 406 life. Montana Max, over and out.
That's the 406 life carved in